What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. Welcome to another episode of Life of a Game Hunter / Collector. I got some broken PS3 controllers, minus one, which was my original one. I picked both of these up yesterday for the amazing price of $8. The problem with it is this one, the buttons press randomly all over the place, and this one likes to constantly move forward. I'm going to show you in today's episode on how to fix these issues, as well as, I guess, a surprise issue with this one over here. I'll go ahead and announce the winner to the last episode giveaway, and that winner is Austin Adkins. Congratulations. Just hit me up in Instagram, if I can get my words right, to claim your prize. For everybody else out there, just make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment down below for your chance to win one of those awesome Zelda pins or Pokemon pins, whichever one you want. Guys, ignore this construction going on in the background. While they're out there constructing, we're going to be in here deconstructing, constructing, and fixing, and selling, and making money. Sit back and relax. Let's get to work. Alright guys, we are in the shop. Of course, I got to apologize for the people over there doing their construction. For whatever reason, they decided to come like right beside my house yet again. I hope they're getting done over there. It's been, I don't know, well over a year and a half. So ignore the noises in the background. So as you can see, I got 3 PlayStation 3 controllers here. These are the 2 that I bought yesterday for $8. An amazing deal. Except the problem is this one, the joystick likes to move on its own. It kind of drifts. And this one, the buttons are all going crazy. This one was my old one, and I went to go check it out, and now the joystick is listen to this. I don't know what that's about, but it makes it extremely difficult to play a game. And I popped in Parasite Eve yesterday. I've never played through the series, and I wanted to give it a shot, and it was really awesome for the first bit, and I just couldn't do anything with this joystick. So we're going to see if we can't fix this one. I'm not too sure what's going on with this. These 2, I know how to fix. This one, we're just going to have to open it up and see what's going on. So we will start with the white one, because I'm going to do basically the same thing for both of them. Even though it's 2 different fixes, it'll help both of them. We're going to get a small precision type Phillips here. You can use the you know, the little handhelds. I like to use my pivot head here. Just makes things nice and fast. Alright, so when you got all 5 screws out, try to be careful when dealing with these. I hate triggers no matter what controller it is. They're always spring loaded, and it's a pain to put them back in when you have to. Just kind of go from the bottom here and see if we can break the seal. This thing hasn't been opened in quite some time, I'm sure, or never opened. There we go. It's got that nice adhesive of Cheeto dust in there. And then just kind of go up and see if you can wiggle this out without getting the triggers to pop out. If they do pop out, I mean, you can put them back in. I just hate having to do that. There we go. But lately, this thing's nasty on the inside. Dear Lord. And I don't care what people say. A lot of people say, you know, all the PlayStation 3 controller is the best over 360. The 360 controllers do not get this dirty on the inside. It's unreal the amount of wear that happens to these controllers. I have more luck with 360 controllers lasting over a long term versus PS3 controllers. PS3 controllers always seem to degrade. So anyways, we got this off. Pull the battery off to the side, and then let's wiggle the power pack out. Alright, with the battery out, let's put that off to the side, and then we got 3 more screws. I'm not sorry, not 3 more. We got 1 more screw right here. Now with that out, all we got to do is just fold this back. It's not too difficult at all. You just got to kind of get it through the joysticks here. And then just lay it down in a sense here. There we go. Alright, now the biggest concern, this controller, like I said, when you plug it in, it just goes haywire. Buttons are pressing automatically. It goes all sorts of crazy. It's a simple fix. 2 reasons that cause that. You have these contacts right here that get stupidly dirty, and then underneath there's a piece of rubber that degrades. So what we're going to do, first off, let's pull this ribbon right here up, and you got to kind of get it over this little lip. And let's see here. And we really don't have to take off the whole thing as long as we can get that piece of rubber out. Let's see if I can get something to grab it here. There we go. This piece of rubber, like any material that's rubber, it degrades, it gets worn down, and it kind of acts as a pushing mechanism where it pushes this ribbon onto the board, which is a terrible design decision if it's not like an actual ribbon that goes in. I can't believe they would do something like that. Now the way that I will fix that degrading, you can do this a number of ways. You can put tape all the way around it. You can put something underneath it and then set it on there. I use this is one of my labels from my label printer, and I just wrap it with this. It works fine. I've done this a handful of times. All I do is kind of measure it out. Make one little cut here so I can get a guideline, and then I'm just going to cut this all the way down. I'm going to go ahead and make two because I'm going to do the same for the other controller. Even though it's not having the same issue, it probably will in the future. Alright, so with that out, all we got to do is peel this and then start wrapping this thing like a present. So there we go. That's the quick fix right there. All we got to do is slide this back under there. There we go. And then finally, we got to clean these contacts up right here because they are very dirty. So a little bit of isopropyl Q-tip, that's all it takes. We're going to clean the top of this ribbon where it presses. And then also right here on the base of this board where it touches. So with this controller open, now is the perfect time to clean all the innards of it. Since you got everything out, you don't want to have to do it again. And again, a Q-tip, isopropyl alcohol is your best friend, especially around the joysticks. That's where you're going to have a lot of buildup. Now, another important thing to do since you have this open, which is going to be the easier fix for the other controller, we're going to pull off these joysticks. They come off very easily. And we need to clean these out. You can do this with a handful of things. You can use the pocket rocket blower like this right here to clean that out. For me, I like a little bit more pressure, so I'm going to use my air compressor here and blow these out through the insides here. Make sure to move the joysticks around as you blow too, to make sure you're getting all inside of it. Now, another common issue with PlayStation 3 controllers is you get drifting, where you can kind of see how the joystick gets really stiff. A lot of people recommend blowing into the sides, and that could be a temporary fix. I want to go for more of the permanent fixture of cleaning this out. So let's go again, take this thing apart. Now check out all the nice bug larvae in that one right there. That one's just glorious. I'm going to go ahead and blow this one out real quick. God almighty. All the things that get in the controllers. Alright, that's just, this one's just disgusting. God almighty. That's the things you dealing with used equipment. But I mean, it happens. What can you do? Let's go ahead and pull the battery off of this one. So with this one, I'm going to do the same thing. You can already tell this ribbon cables, it's disgusting. I'm going to pull out that foam rubber. I'm going to wrap this one and put that one in there just to prevent it. This one doesn't have random button presses, but it probably will in the future. So we're going to go ahead and prevent that from happening. Alright, we got that ready. Let's go ahead and slide it back under. Well, before we do that, I need to blow this thing more out before I hit it with the Q-tip. This thing is just terrible. Alright, now I got that clean. This one, like I said, the problem with it was the joystick wanted to constantly move forward. And you can see how stiff it is. Look at that. You know, I pull it and it doesn't want to retract. Like this one retracts. It could be one of two things. It's just either completely disgusting or the lubrication inside is starting to go. So let's pull this off. And I can already tell that thing is dry. There's no lubrication in there whatsoever. And you can see all the amount of wear in that is just unreal. So what we're going to do, we're going to lube that thing out. Let's pull this off. I'm going to check the lubrication in that. It's got a little left, not much. Super lube, that's what we're going to be using here. I'm going to lube these gears back up First, let's try to blow some of this out. See, you know, a lot of crud and dust and all sorts of things gets in here, and it eats up the natural grease that's inside of it already, and it's terrible looking in here. Let's go ahead and try to blow these out. Alright, just blowing that out, it helped, kinda. It's still wanting to get stuck here. Let's go ahead and add some lube to the inner sides here, or the inside of this thing here. And you don't want to put a tremendous amount, and you kind of wanted to get it to where you can work it in. I'm trying to find something that I can use to press this in here. Actually, I can use a little piece of solder to act kind of like a little toothpick. When in doubt, improvise. And I'm just trying to get this all around where it rotates out. And I gotta do the same for this side. There we go. Now we're starting to act like a controller. Just make sure to work that all the way around. You want that grease spread all over. But you don't want to add a crazy amount to where it'll jeopardize things. Alright, voila, check it out. Not sticking now. Doing pretty good. I'm going to do the same for the other side and put this one back together. Now before I put this back together, I did notice when I was pulling it out, the actual casing was cracked. You can see right here that this fell out. A lot of people always ask me what the best thing to use to glue something like this is. Super glue, man. Super glue is the easiest thing, the quickest thing. You can get stronger stuff, but there's not going to be that much resistance on this, so I'm going to super glue that back in. I got to clean the area. I got to clean this whole thing. Look at the insides of these controllers and argue with me that 360 controllers get nastier. I'm not saying it's a better controller, but as far as design and durability, it is, damn it. Fight me all day on that one. But I've done enough of these to know. Alright. I gotta clean this a heck of a lot more. This thing is just disgusting. Alright, so I got this special super glue right here. Kind of takes its own activator to use. I'm gonna dip that into the Q-tip. Apply it generously to the spot where I'm gonna go with. And to the base of what's going to actually be glued. And I got to be quick with this because that activator doesn't last long. Go all the way around with that, and then stick this bad boy in and do it much like a Lego until the piece fits. There we go. Now all I got to do is just hold this in place until it decides it wants to dry. It's not completely 100% dry, so I'm going to let that sit for a second. Bottle up all these toxins here. Kind of give it the old pocket rocket dry. Alright, while this is sitting here curing for a little bit, because I don't want to stick it right back in there and immediately cause that to snap. Let's open up this final controller because I'm really curious to see what's causing that. That just seems odd. So let's open this bad boy up and see what's going on. Well, I got this thing opened up and I, for the life of me, cannot find what is causing that to stick in there. It feels like something's loose inside that's maybe grinding up against it. It does not have any lubrication in there. I am going to lube this thing up and see if it might work itself out. Let's try that. Well, guys, I think we got lucky because whatever it was that was causing this little piece of white plastic of some sorts, I blew it out and now it is free. And lubricated, so that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up by doing the rubber on this one, cleaning the contacts, greasing it, and cleaning it, and put all these guys back together. Alright guys, so what's weird is before I started putting this back together, I noticed that one of the wires was completely disconnected or cut in half. I don't know how that happened, but from one of the rumble motors in here. So I'm going to do a quick solder in that. I actually was able to get a little bit of wire exposed on the other side by holding a pair of scissors right here and just using a little bit of flame and pulling that up to just give me a little bit of wire. On this longer wire, I should be able to snatch it just like that. And all I got to do is just drop a bit of solder on these two wires and they should mate perfectly. The trick is, with it being so small, is getting them to actually connect will be the biggest issue. There we go. Now let's see if I can just get a bit of solder on that and we should be good to go. Let's see what that do. Ooh, that did the trick right there. Awesome, and it doesn't. There's no risk of this wire touching anything else. I don't have to worry about wiping that or doing anything with it. I am going to put it down here to get it out of the way. There we go. That's it, guys. We got it. We got them all done. They are all doing what they're supposed to do. Hopefully you learned how to fix a PS3 controller. The reason I say that is you can pick them up defective on eBay. A lot of people will put lots, 10 defective PS3 controllers, and if you read the descriptions on what's wrong with them, if they say things like random button presses or constantly moving forward, things like that, don't be scared to buy them. These things are still worth quite a bit of money, and the fixing of them is not that hard. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you join that Discord server so you can come talk about all the finds that you pick up, show off your game room pictures, and just talk about selling and flipping. That link will be in the description, as well as a pinned comment. But everybody out there in this wonderful world, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.